Have you ever felt like you're not good enough? I remember standing in front of a packed auditorium, my hands trembling. My inner critic was loud, echoing every fear and doubt. "You're not prepared enough," it said. "What if you mess up?" That voice can be paralyzing. Self-doubt often starts in childhood. It might be a harsh word from a teacher, a parent's high expectations, or a comparison to a sibling. These seeds of doubt grow into a chorus of criticism as we age. By the time we're adults, that inner critic can feel like an inseparable part of us. But it doesn't have to be this way. Recognizing the seeds of our self-doubt is the first step towards overcoming it. When we understand where our doubts come from, we can start to challenge them. This understanding can be liberating and is the foundation of building real confidence. To conquer our inner critic, we first need to recognize it. Self-doubt often disguises itself as a reasonable voice pointing out our flaws. It might say things like, "You're not qualified for this job," or "You'll never succeed." One effective method is to personify your inner critic. Give it a name and a persona. Imagine it as a character in your story. This can make it easier to separate these negative thoughts from your true self. For example, I named my critic Nagging Nancy. Whenever Nancy's voice pops up, I recognize it for what it is, an unhelpful narrative trying to hold me back. Another strategy is to keep a journal. Write down the critical thoughts that arise throughout your day. Seeing them on paper can diminish their power. Now that we recognize our inner critic, it's time to silence it. This requires consistent effort and practical strategies. One powerful technique is positive self-talk. Replace negative thoughts with affirmations. When my inner critic says, "You can't do this," I counter with, "I am capable and prepared." Visualization is another effective tool. Imagine yourself succeeding in the task you're anxious about. Picture every detail, the environment, your actions, the positive outcome. Setting small achievable goals is also essential. Break down your big tasks into smaller steps. Celebrate each accomplishment, no matter how minor. Lastly, practice self-compassion. Treat yourself with the kindness you'd offer a friend. Consider the story of Sarah, a talented graphic designer. She struggled with self-doubt, constantly questioning her skills. Her inner critic convinced her she wasn't creative enough. But Sarah decided to confront her fears. She began by setting small goals, like sharing her work with close friends. Their positive feedback encouraged her to enter local art competitions. Over time, Sarah's confidence grew. She even landed a job at a prestigious design firm. Another inspiring story is that of John, an aspiring public speaker. John used to dread speaking in public. His inner critic told him he'd forget his lines or embarrass himself. But he didn't let fear stop him. He joined a local Toastmasters group to practice. Another crucial aspect of building confidence is embracing vulnerability. Being vulnerable means being open to risks, uncertainties, and emotional exposure. It's about showing up even when you don't have all the answers. Vulnerability is not a weakness, it's a path to courage and connection. I remember my own journey with vulnerability. Sharing my research on shame and imperfection felt terrifying. My inner critic screamed that I'd be judged or rejected. But I chose to share my story anyway. The response was overwhelmingly positive. To embrace vulnerability, start by being honest with yourself. Acknowledge your fears and insecurities. Share them with someone you trust. Building confidence has transformative effects on every aspect of life. It enhances your personal and professional relationships. Confident people are more likely to take on leadership roles and inspire others. They're also better equipped to handle setbacks and challenges. Confidence opens doors to new opportunities. When you believe in yourself, you're more willing to pursue your dreams. This can lead to a fulfilling career, enriched personal life, and overall happiness. You'll find that the world responds positively to your self-assurance. Moreover, confidence fosters a positive mindset. It encourages you to focus on your strengths rather than your weaknesses. This shift in perspective can improve your mental health and well-being. Remember, you have the power to silence your inner critic and shine brightly.